Hey everybody, how's it going? This is going to be an informational video teaching you about different rarities of cards. You know, Pokemon cards, they're very popular nowadays. A lot of people are getting back to the sport of collecting these. And I've been getting a lot of questions during my streams and, you know, my Discord, people asking like, hey, could you explain how the rarities work? And it's not truly complicated for the first part, but it can actually get slightly tricky if you're not used to the cards anymore. So we're gonna get right into the nitty gritty of this. I have sort of structured this video, but I did make a fast 2-minute version of it on my TikTok. So if you want to go and follow me on TikTok, check it out. Both of them should be out just around the same time that this video. And yeah, but they're like super fast, just skimming over things. So it's really up to you. Now, usually when you open a pack, yes, we're opening a pack here. This is a code. I usually, give those to people. If you play Pokemon Go TCG Online, which is a free game to play, and I'm not sure how you get, I don't actually play, but I'm sure you get like free cards for it. Every time I open a pack, you get one of these. And this code here, which, okay, you guys can have it. There. That code right there, you can get a pack for yourself on your Pokemon Go Online. And, you have pretty much random cards, but basically a booster pack from this set that comes with these cards. Usually when you open a pack, I can't speak much for the American packs, but these are Brazilian packs. They only come with 6 cards in them. You have, first the common cards. This is a common. See, it has a little circle in there. This also has a little circle. This also has a little circle. So 3 commons. Then you have an uncommon. You could have by it's uncommon by the losango. If the next card is a losango, nope, it's a star. That means it's a rare. Those are the 3, and this is again Brazilian pack. Other packs would come with 10 cards. American packs, I believe, 10 or 11. And this is a rare card. It has a star, and last card is always, in case we get a rare, we get an energy with it. Our pack's actually a lot inferior, if I'm being honest. So these are the basic rarities you gotta understand, right? And one thing you gotta know, this has a star on it, correct? Is this a good card? Maybe you could, if you play competitive Pokemon TCG, that means Pokemon trading card game, you might actually find that people perhaps are using this card, which maybe they aren't. They probably aren't. Usually they use like the more like super rare cards, but maybe they are. But just because it has a star in it and you call it a rare, it does not mean that this is a valuable card. And this is important to understand really for any collectible, for Magic, for Pokemon. Just because the card is technically a rare does not mean it is hard to find or valuable. Even ultra rares can be pretty cheap. So I just put this in order here for you. We're gonna start by like how rare a card is. This is a common. This is worth like cents. It's not worth anything. Uncommon, losango. Rare, you have a Celebi. You might be thinking, hey, but a Celebi is like a freaking mythical Pokemon. This thing's gotta be worth something, Arceus. You're right. It's probably worth some 50 cents or maybe 25, as opposed to the 1 or 2 cents that the Whismer is worth. Because once again, it's not just about the symbol here or even about the Pokemon. It makes me sad that they make a bunch of like weak legendaries that, even though they're rare, they're actually not worth anything. And legendaries are awesome. They should be worth a lot. Now, after you get to rares, you see this is just a regular old card. Now we're going to reach something that might be tricky for a lot of people. This is not a shiny. I hear a lot of people, I see people calling these shinies because the picture is pretty shiny. But this is not a shiny. You wouldn't even use the word shiny in like Magic the Gathering unless I think it's either, I don't know, it's Australia, maybe it's the UK, maybe it's Canada. But I've seen people call these shinies, but they're not. Especially in Pokemon, you cannot call these shinies, and you'll know why in a minute. If you already know Pokemon, then you know why. But this is a holographic. Okay, we call these holo or holographic. So this is a holo Lugia. This is the same card. See, both of them have the same stats, the number, the set, they're both rare, they just have a star on them. That just means they are the same card, but this is a regular holo card, this is a reverse holo. A reverse holo comes with this holographic pattern, which change according to, sets and generations. But they have this holographic pattern. It's around the card, but not in the picture itself. So a card will always be either holo or reverse, but never both. A reverse holo can even be a common card. See, this is a common. It's a circle. It's a common Joltik. It's worth nothing. Is this worth more than a regular Joltik? Yeah, you might end up having to pay like 25 to 50 cents instead of like 5 cents for a regular Joltik, just because it is harder. Like, you only have 1 out of 10 cards in your pack are going to be reverse holo. So you're not always going to find, you know, a reverse holo Joltik, but you probably very often find regular Joltiks. So yes, this ends up being more rare. But then again, it's a pretty, you know, 40 HP. This is a weak card, so it's probably not worth anything, like, as far as money is concerned. But hey, a lot of the times you just want to collect for the sake of collecting, like, and like new cards, they're much different from the old cards. Old cards, that they even had sets. For example, like, see, this Yanma right here. This is holo. This is a holographic Yanma right there. But this is not holo. It's the same card. And reverse holos didn't even exist back then. This is like early 2000s. This is Generation 2. We didn't even know who Mudkip and Torchic were yet. They didn't even exist. And back then, sometimes some cards had a holo and a non-holo version of them. And of course, the holo was just so much more expensive, so much more valuable. They even used to have this first edition sticker there, which just makes them way more valuable than just, you know, the ones that don't have them. And here's something that you might be thinking about since you're watching this. Should I PSA my cards? Here's the deal. No. I'm gonna tell you right out of the bat. Unless we're gonna get to the ones that are actually worth it. But nowadays, these are freaking vintage. This is a whole binder of like vintage old ass cards, and even these like Generation 3, they're already like, these are worthless. This is not even worth it. That Rayquaza right there, maybe, but not these. So this is in really good condition. Actually, it's pretty well conserved. This is pretty poorly conserved. You can see that this is worn out here. So this would get like a very bad grade, probably like a 1 or not even a grade from PSA. So it wouldn't increase in value. This is a first edition and it's pretty well conserved. I remember I put this number because I could maybe get like a $45 for it, or maybe more if it's like a PSA 10, which is not going to be. The thing is, PSA is going to give you a grade, but they're also going to take into account the like not just how well you took care of the card, but also like the quality of the print, if the borders are like well aligned, if, I don't know, the color of the ink was correct. Like, there's so many things. And well, I can't even take them to PSA because they're not available here in South America, but that you get the gist of it, right? They're going to take a lot of things into account. And sometimes, like, these are probably, even though it looks perfect, if I take it out of the protectors, the sleeves, I look at it and it looks amazing, but it's still probably going to get like an 8 instead of a 10. So it's probably not going to be worth a lot. Now, coming back to these, this is going to go a lot faster now. So now that you know what a reverse holo is, we've been through common and rare. We're going to go into ultra rares. Ultra rares, these cards, they come with the star, but it's a silver star, and they're always like holographic, and usually they'll follow a certain pattern. Whenever you see a Pokemon set, you know, a set of Pokemon cards, you'll have it always follow this order. You go from, you know, start number 1. This is card number 1 of the set. See, 1 out of 73, and then you just keep following from type. So you're gonna go grass, fire, water, and your good old V cards. In this set, they are V cards. In the old days, they used to be there used to be GX cards. They used to be level X cards. There used to be EX cards. They change what the ultra rare are per generation. In the current generation, they are V cards, which are rarer than just regular rare cards and probably worth more, though probably not much. They have the VMAX versions of them because in the video game now, Pokemon, they can GMAX or Gigantamax, which they change the way they look in their stats and they get stronger attacks. So this is the Pokemon TCG answer to that. So you have the VMAX Pokemon, usually is the GMAX version of the Pokemon that can GMAX, but you can also have, for example, oh no, well, Alcremie also has a Gmax. So this is Alcremie V, this is Alcremie VMAX. And this Gardevoir, even though, you know, Gardevoir doesn't have a Gmax, it still has a VMAX card just because it's a stronger version of this card. So usually this is pretty rare, this is rarer, and also because it's probably better in the game, it's, you know, it's also more expensive. Now you keep following on, and we're getting to, you know, going dark. And then before the ultra rares and secret rares, we have the trainers. And then after the trainer cards, you get to the full arts. This Dreadnought here is the exact same. See the attack here, 130, 3 energies. The attacks, the moves, they're all the same. 3 energies, 130. It's the same Pokemon. What changes? The art. The art of the Pokemon. Now you have this very silvery full art version of it. And instead of a black border, you have the silver border, and it's this metallic look on it. And you can see that they are all, even though they're different types, psychic, water, also psychic, they are in a different, they're not with the Pokemon of their types because they're sort of like at the very end of the set and they're rarer than the others. So whenever you see a card that's like very close to, you know, 73 cards and it's number 69, this is something. It means it's a pretty valuable card. And then after the full arts, we have the secret rares, which for one, this is number 73 out of 72. It was supposed to be only 72, but well, this is 73. I don't remember if this set has more secret rares. There are rainbow rares, but this is basically the same All Creamy VMAX that we had there in the back. Again, same card, but different art. It does the exact same thing, but this is a rainbow art of it, and these tend to be a lot more valuable. These are the rarest cards in the set, with certain exceptions, which you're about to find out about. And now there's also, and that's the thing, you also have to take into account that this is a game and people play this competitively. So if this is used in a lot of decks, a lot of people are going to be looking for these cards, right? So if a lot of people want to buy this card because it's a good, powerful card, then that means that there's going to be a lot of people looking for them. It's not going to be as many of them for sale, so they're going to be a lot rarer and more expensive. Whereas this card, this is supposed to be rarer because it's also secret rare. See, it's 80 out of 73, and it's a freaking golden card. But a lot less people want to use this than they want to use this. So while this is probably, I actually don't know what the price is going to be for these exact, but this would usually cost a lot more than this, even though this is the, you know, golden cards, which are supposed to be rare. And now, currently in these generations, we have amazing rare cards, which I don't think, they're not in the new set that just came out, Battle Styles, but they are in, sorry, what is it called? In Shiny Fates. In Shiny Fates, the set that has a lot of shiny Pokemon, which we're finally going to find out what shiny Pokemon are in a second. And they have like this very glowy, rainbowy, glittery explosion behind them, and they have this eye symbol under them. You can see it there, right? Well, it's I in Portuguese because it's incrível, but in English it's A. So they would have a little A here for amazing. They're called amazing rares. They may not be very powerful in the game. I don't think people use them a lot, but they are much rarer than regular V and even full art cards because they're a lot harder to find. And these are the kind of cards that they're very specific with the way they look, and they're kind of special. Even like this thing here, the symbols of the attacks are glowy, which, or you know, hollow, which usually no other cards have that. So these are probably going to grow in value one day just because they're like this gimmicky thing that only this and a few other sets are probably going to do. And so these are probably not going to be worth too much right now, but maybe in the future they probably are. So I'm going to be holding on to these pretty close. After them, now we're going to talk about shinies. This Rowlet here is a common. This Rowlet is a shiny. They are the same card, same ability, same attack, same everything. Difference is, and they both come from Shiny Fates. But this is the shiny, the alternate art, shiny version of it. Even though this Rowlet is worth nothing because it's just a common card, this ends up being a lot rare. Because when you open the pack, you saw how I just opened and there was a rare card in there. Usually in Brazilian packs, there'd be either a rare or a reverse holo. If you remember reverse holos, we talked about them earlier, they're this. In this set, when you find a reverse holo in your pack, it could turn out to be, instead of a reverse holo, a shiny Pokemon, which can be much rarer. In the video games, shiny Pokemon are like, you have a 1 out of 4,000 chance, even 1 out of 8,000 chance of finding a single one in a game. It is super hard to find them. And they can be versions of you know, this is just a Rowlet, so it's not worth that much. But you can have a version of a V Pokemon, like the Ditto. This is the regular V, and this is the V shiny Ditto. And obviously, this is worth something. This is actually, I think like maybe 20 bucks. I don't know, and this is worth more. I'm saying in real, I don't know in dollars, but this is worth more because it's shiny. It's harder to find these than it is to find these, basically. And then, of course, you have VMAX Pokemon shiny. Yeah, I'm flexing. This is worth like, I don't know, something between $200 or $500. I have no idea what the cost is right now. And there are even sets in the past that have released the shiny Pokemon. This is a shiny, but as like uncommon cards, and they're worth nothing. Like, this is not a rare card that is a shiny Pokemon. This is well, just the Pokemon that the picture happens to be shiny and it's uncommon. They had others in this set, and that's why it's not worth that much. Now, so this is so you understand, it's not just about, well, whether the Pokemon is legendary or shiny, but you also have to take into account, well, how hard it is to get. This is a VMAX secret. Well, it's not secret, but it's a VMAX, so it's really freaking hard to find. And it's a Charizard, which Charizards are always worth more than everything else. And it's a freaking shiny. Odds of finding this, not very high. I am not completely sure about how many I produced or not, but Charizard is always worth more. Now, remember when I said, should I be PSAing these cards? Should I PSA my Ditto V? Honestly, I'm gonna say no. There maybe one day in the future people are gonna be like, well, this is so valuable, and then maybe then if you take care of them, you can take them to PSA and see if they're worth anything. But the thing that makes the old cards so valuable is because it's so hard to find them, because back then people had no idea they were going to be so valuable, so they just freaking treated them like trash. That's why it's so hard to find them nowadays. So many people now are just buying these in bulk and finding a lot of them, and they're so easy to find them in better print condition and in just better conservation states that they're not gonna grow in value as much as a first edition base set Charizard. So this may be worth a PSA 10 because it's a freaking shiny Charizard VMAX. So yes, but like this Ditto or the Secret Rare or Creamy, no. Because it's probably worth something now because it's kind of hyped and it's a set that's hyped and maybe people are using it in competitive. But as soon as it's out of competitive, the price is going to drop a lot. A lot of these end up costing like $2 to $5 after, that they were not worth anything for competitive gameplay anymore. And then you have promo cards. Promo cards are cards that are usually going to come like in a box. Say there's a box with, for this set here, you're always going to have this card in it. So it's not random. Every time you open a pack, it's random. But if every time you open a box, you know you're getting this card, well, then everybody who opens that box gets this card. So it's not really rare. It's not a surprise. So maybe the Pokemon that's in it, maybe there's less of it produced. Maybe the box is super expensive. And that's usually the kind of thing that's going to affect the value of this card. Since it's a Charizard, and it's from a set that introduced a shiny Charizard as well, which was this one. Yeah, flexing again. Then this might actually be worth something one day, but it's just still, it's a promo. And promos are not worth that much. So, well, you see this shiny, it's a secret rare from the Champion's Path expansion, and it is just an alternative art for this promo. Well, technically the promo is the alternative art for this. And, well, promos can also be shinies. As you can see, this is a promo from the Hidden Fates, which is a set that came before Shiny Fates and started with this whole, like, craze about shinies. There's also promos that can be golden cards, as well as promos that can be, like, regular cards. There's even shiny Pokemon that can be golden cards. So this is not a promo, by the way. This is actually in one of the sets, in Vivid Voltage. You can have either of these shinies pop up in one of your rares. These are hard to find, but because they're not, like, VMAX super amazing, and they're not Charizards, they actually end up not costing as much as others. But with time, because they are shiny Pokemon and shiny Pokemon are popular, they might actually increase in price. Now for last, and this is what a promo usually looks like. They're usually almost always holographic, and they're usually just regular Pokemon that are not really special. They just come in like a triple pack that comes maybe like 4 boosters and a card, and there's a coin with them, and that's it. That's pretty much all there is to it. You have, this very normal card that's not really impressive, but it's usually just an alternative art to a card that exists in a different set. And they all have this dark star here. If it has this dark star here, it even says promo, it's a promo. And they always just follow one number. So these are actually from the the Shiny Fates set. The triple packs came with one of these cards. And there's actually a story behind these cards, which you may not know. And my cat almost just walked over my shiny Charizards. There's a story behind these cards, which you may not know, and I will be telling very soon. So make sure you subscribe on YouTube, follow me on TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and be there for the streams. These streams usually... So I open cards on stream, as well as, play Pokemon Go and do raids. I also do the daily booster where I open 1 booster a day, just so you can, see someone opening a booster a day, just because opening boosters is freaking fun. And I do that on TikTok as well. And I think that is about it. I thought this was gonna take a lot less, but I'm gonna post a story on TikTok very soon. So yeah, be there. Peace.